We are going live, and we're going to work on some Legion terrain today, and I'm just kind of getting set up right now, but yeah, that's basically what we got going on right now. Let's talk to you guys. So, what's going on, everybody? I am going to be doing some Legion terrain, and what you see here right now is just some of the stuff I've already done, and I've got Kylo Ren's shuttle right here. I just got this. This was a Rebel snap type model. It didn't say the scale, and I can tell already it's not exactly right because it's a little too small even for the Imperial Assault minis I've got here. But I think because the wings are just so darn big, there's a lot of things we could do with it, and one of the things I may do is I may just do like I did with this TIE Interceptor here, and make some debris. And this, I mean, like this piece turned out really, really well. I'm pretty happy with it. And even though it's not exactly the right size, when it's all broken up, it's not quite so noticeable. So that much is pretty cool. But yeah, so let's see, what else have I done so far. We did cannon. If you haven't seen any of the stuff that we've done so far, we've done a lot of different pieces. We did the walls back here. We did, let me move this out of the way. There we go. But we did the ion cannon. That was really fun. Some others just smaller pieces that make for like little walls and barriers. And then the last one was this, the river. The river was pretty interesting, but I figured it would be something different, especially if you want to kind of divide the board in half, because, you know, you can have like one group starts on one side, another group starts on the other side of the river, and then maybe I'll do some bridges or something like that. Maybe they can get blown up. Oh, you know, a lot of possibilities. But today, I wanted to do something a little taller. So if you look at like the size of a mini compared to this piece right here, it's just barely taller than a mini, and it makes me think that the Legion mini is going to be even taller than that. So I might not even really seem that tall when playing Legion. So I wanted to do something a little taller than that. So basically, I already did a little bit of prep work to save some time because I had to dry. But I took 4 pieces of my thick pink foam, and it's about this thick. This is, basically there's 2 types of foam that I've been working with, in case you haven't seen. I started out doing stuff with the lighter foam, and this is like a blue foam. This is a thinner foam. And then there's also a thicker pink foam. The blue foam, at least around here, like at Lowe's and Home Depot, comes in these huge sheets. And this is kind of hard to get home unless you have a pickup truck. So one of the things I end up doing is I end up breaking it down in the parking lot and then stuffing it into my car, because I used to have a pickup truck, but I do not currently. And but the big foam comes in small squares, so it's much easier to bring home. So what I did is I cut them out into kind of like a T shape, and I glued 4 of them together. And then I'm going to use my handy dandy styro cutter, and then we're going to kind of cut this out similar to how I do a lot of the ice cutting. And one of the things I want to do is just to have more of a plateau. I'm not going to make it perfectly even. It's not going to look just like a T, but I do want it to have a little bit of inward stuff. So the idea is, like, if you're looking overhead, you know, some people rushing forward could kind of take a little bit of cover behind here and then come out and then go around and stuff like that. So it won't be just a square. It's different than just dropping a book down on your tabletop, basically. Am I going to have a whole table and put everything together? Eventually. When I get the whole thing, when I get all the pieces done, and the thing is, I don't believe I'll need to use all of them, because the core set does come with barricades, so there's also those, but it gives options. So like a game using like this Hoth stuff, obviously I'm not going to use the AT-AT here. He's just here for you know, to make me look better, or to make the scenery look, you know, more thematic. But when I get the whole thing set up, one of the things that I want to do is you know, just kind of do like another video, like, all right, here's everything, you know, and then I'll put out all the IA minis and stuff like that, and kind of have a little, you know, a good sample video for you. And I think probably about eight pieces or so. I mean, what do I have right now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I have some small little snow drifts right here, but these are just excess, so I don't really even have to use these. They're not, you know, it really depends. I wanted to have options because when the game comes out, it may, you know, after we're playing it, it may turn out that little, you know, small obstacles that are maybe providing light cover might be really useful, or they may be boring and nobody wants to use them. So, you know, having a lot of pieces is going to be very useful. What are my predictions on Wave 1? I don't know. If it's like a lot of other games, it'll just be more expansions of what comes in the core sets. I do think they're going to have expansions for like Stormtroopers and other stuff. And I don't know if you can even call it a prediction, because Alex Davey kind of spoiled that we would see, he didn't say what wave, but he said we would see the ATSTs, the Chicken Walkers, and Snow Speeders. And so that's kind of one of the things that made me want to go ahead and do a Hoth. Plus, I've always wanted these guys to show up. And what's the point of, you know, making a game like this if we can't? We're making another Star Wars game that's not going to have walkers in it, you know. So yeah, while we're talking, I'm just going to start cutting into this, and you know, we're going to see how it goes. Oh, it goes in there so nice. I'm gonna have so much waste when I'm left over at the end of this. But this cutter really does a good job. I broke my last one. When I broke it on the ion cannon, I was trying to cut those grooves out for the ion cannon, and I pushed it too hard and snapped the thing right in half. And that was a real bummer, because it turns out it's pretty hard to get another cutter. There weren't that many in Orlando, and Orlando's a big city. Well, I guess there weren't that many in driving distance of myself. But yeah, when do I think the Chimera and Profundity will be released for Armada? I am hoping sooner rather than later. I'm hoping very soon. I can't wait. But it's probably going to be a little while. I mean, usually you have a couple of months. I would look at where some of the stores like Cool Stuff or Miniature Market are predicting that like pre-orders would ship, and I'm guessing it'll probably be somewhere in that time frame. But yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So if you can see, we're cutting into this thing right now, cutting all the way, you know, giving them just natural ice grooves. So it'll be a fun one. I hope it looks good when it comes out too. Because it's 4 different pieces, there may be some lines, and I've got some clay. I've got a big old thing of clay that I had from a long time ago, and I let it sit out in the garage too long, and it's like almost total rock now. So I put water in a Ziploc bag with it to try to hope and soften it back up, but I may have to just go and buy more clay. Let's see what other questions we got. Am I going to make any other Legion terrain? Not immediately. I am kind of going all in on the Hoth thing, because I know some other people around here that do other terrain, and a lot of people are really interested in doing the type of stuff that's already seen. Here you can get a first look at what we've got so far. A lot of people are already like Tatooine and Endor are very, very popular right now, so you know, I'd rather leave those to, you know, to other people, because if the game catches on as much as I think it may, there may be a lot of folks doing, you know, games all over the place, and if it's really that popular, hopefully people will be providing their own terrain. There's a store here in Orlando called Sci-Fi City that does a lot of Warhammer 40K, and so they already have a lot of that type of stuff, a lot of inner city stuff, so that's cool. What store did I get the foam cutter from? I got this one from a store called Michael's. It's kind of like a Joann's, like a hobby store, and they also have them at Hobby Lobby. I don't know if they have them at every craft store, but they carry them. I've seen them at multiple stores. So yeah, this AT is originally from the Wizards of the Coast Star Wars miniatures game. I got it at like a flea market for a deal. What is going on? My cutter is not hot anymore. Well, I might have just busted this one. We're turned it off, turned it back on, and we're gonna let it sit for a little while. Yeah, we're doing more of this series. Video cut out. Did I answer the question about the Chimera and the Profundity? Yeah, I'm not sure when they're gonna be released. Generally, when they start doing preview articles, like closer, like when they do like a Chimera, like another article on the Chimera and then another article on the Profundity. Usually, once the last article hits, you've got usually about 2 weeks. That has been a trend. So yeah. So there's that. Oh no, what happened to this thing? This is not hot at all anymore. I think I just broke some equipment right before your very eyes. That's a real bummer. If that's the case, I'm going to be a sad dude. Well, so much for this big live thing where I was going to do all this for you. This thing just cut out on me. It's not even hot. That's so bizarre. Maybe my plug. I'm going to try a different plug. I don't know what it is. All right. But anyway, while that's going on, excuse me for just a moment. Alright, we plugged it in somewhere else, still not hot. Well, so this has been a short, I don't know what happened to it. I think it's broken. Now I'm really sad. These things are garbage. So Styro Cutter Plus, garbage. This is the second one. Now granted, the first one I broke was my own fault. Yeah, except I've had it long enough, I don't have the receipt anymore. It worked for a while. I broke one, that one's my own fault. I don't have the receipt for this one anymore. So this is going to be cut short, because I can't really cut out the rest like I was going to do. But it would basically, I'm going to do all of this all the way around. I'll have to finish it up another time. But the other things that, as far as basically my basic plan was, I was going to try to either cut some more. I have some blue pieces we're going to go on top and try to do like some kind of thing like that, and then take some of the excess and then glue those to the top, kind of make it like icicles kind of falling down. Like stuff like this, like all the excess pieces that come off are just perfect for something like that. I can even cut them on both sides, make little pieces. Got the glue gun here, we're going to glue them on the top, I'm going to glue all this stuff, and it was going to be beautiful. And my tool is broken on me. Got one more thing I can try. One more thing. I do have some other stuff we can do if that doesn't work. The other thing that I was going to do is work on the Kylo Ren shuttle. So it's not all lost. I'll fix this another time. But the other part that I wanted to do is work on the Kylo Ren shuttle. So in theory, I would just cut this out and do kind of like I did. If you saw my TIE Interceptor broadcast, I could either do that, or I could use the clay and have it crash and have it sinking into it a little bit more. But the idea is I'm going to take my handy dandy heat gun here, which hopefully this doesn't break on me, because that would be something. And we're going to take this heat gun, we're going to melt the heck out of this thing and see if we can get it into a good crashing position. So It's not all over yet. Let's see, what did I miss while I was out there trying to see what I could fix. Yeah, this guy's wand is totally broke. So let's see. Will each piece be mobile, or are you gluing everything to one big base? No, each piece is going to be totally separate. So it's very modular. You can set it up however you want. So this way you don't have to worry about having the same game every time. That's why everything has a flat bottom, or a mostly flat bottom. Like some of them have warped a little bit, but they're mostly flat. Why Kylo Ren's shuttle for Hoth? I'm going to tell you why Kylo Ren's shuttle for Hoth. First off, I got it on clearance. Second off, I got it on clearance. I mean, if I had a Lambda, that would obviously be way better. But because I got it on clearance, I said, well, this will look cool. Besides, I'm going to melt it so much, it's probably not going to be recognizable. And then I've got all the snow effects that I put on the ion cannon and stuff. I can put snow on top of it. I can put some white paint on top of it. It might just look like some kind of third-party shuttle that got trashed. And since it's modular, I'm not locked into using it. Maybe they'll do first order stuff eventually for Legion. All right. So there's a whole bunch of options. Make it white. I'm not painting the whole thing white. No way. So this heat gun, it's kind of like a blow dryer. When I was in the Army, we used to use this on our boots. We had to shine our boots, and if you got your boot polish really hot, it would kind of glisten a little bit. It was a little trick. So, yeah. So that's kind of what the plan is here, and kind of just, oh, look, you're gonna watch it. It's gonna start to melt before your very eyes. I'm doing the wings one at a time. Getting them nice and hot. Oh, it's starting. You don't want it to melt too much. Oh, yes, I see it. It's starting to go there. Yeah, and that's the other thing, is this whole set, that's Jacob. Thanks, Jacob. This whole set could be used as a Star Killer base set. It doesn't have to be just Hoth. You know, it could totally be Star Killer base. Look at that. Look at that. Oh my goodness. The thing is, if you're going to do something like this, you want to do it even. Let me turn this off for a second. Because if you just get like the front half, because the wing is so thick, if I just got the front half done, and then try to bend it, like the back half could snap off. And since I want it to go nice and even, it's going to help. This thing is going to be 6x3. Yeah, I've already got like 2 mats because I play a lot of Armada, and I have a tabletopper, so I can already run 6x3 no problems. All right, so now see, and it cools really quickly. So I don't know if you want to see a close up there. Boom. All right, take that, Kylo Ren. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to do this piece down. I'm thinking a cool idea is if I bend this down and I don't have it go all the way down. So if it ends up being like bending here but being flat, then you could have guys like stand on it, and it could actually be a surface to hold your infantry. And then I could even do like a little, like a snow shelf up to it so guys can get on there, So that is kind of cool. I might do that, because if I don't like it, I can always melt it some more and then take it all the way down. Almost like if this was going this way, then this could be it. But that's going to be there. All right, now let's turn this thing back on. Just a basic 6x3 white mat and fill it up with terrain. Basically, I'm not going to do a whole board out of foam, because that'd be too hard to transport. Having everything as separate pieces means I can like stack them. Like this piece right here, I can stack other pieces on it. So if I have to transport, if I'm going somewhere to play, I can stack everything on here and, you know, have to carry less stuff. And then I just carry one piece. I got 8 pieces, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you know, 6 pieces in one hand now. So that's good. The bigger pieces are harder. There are rules for it for the Wizards of the Coast game, but that uses a whole different rule set. So I just have it out for scenery right now, and it looks cool. Alright, we're bending this thing down. Let's see how it looks as it starts to collapse. I'm going to actually pull the AT-AT a little bit further away. Oh, I did this one too much. Oh, that's cool though. Alright, I did it too much. I was going to have it go straight, but that's not the case. Look at that. It started to melt on top. So, you know how I was saying do it gradual? Yeah. That's okay, because I can put snow over the top of that and make it, you know, and that's really not that big a deal. That could be like a blast. That could be where it was shot down. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of what we have going on here for this thing. And, you know, we could do more with like bending the guns and doing all kinds of extra damage there. But that's kind of the main idea of this one. So I've got basically 2 incomplete pieces done because I can't use my cutter here to kind of get in there. And man, how did this thing break like that? I'm so annoyed. So annoyed. But what are you gonna do? I need to find. I'm gonna see if there's a different brand of styrofoam cutter, because a crashed AT-AT would be a nice piece. But this thing cost me, I think these go for over $200 now. So I'm not so quick to wreck this thing. But it would be a beautiful piece. Still play Wizards of the Coast? Yeah, it's nice. Oh, it's getting hot. It's getting warm. It's getting warm. What? Oh, we might be back in luck. This thing is coming back to life. Do I remember what I paid for this originally? I think it was $125. It was either $125 or $150 at a flea market, and this was only a few years ago. Yes. All right. So I'm gonna put this guy over here. This is starting to get warm. This is starting to get hot. So I can barely touch it now. I think some might have knocked something loose and now just fixed it, and now it's starting to work again. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see if it'll get hot enough that I can keep cutting, and if it doesn't, then that might be it for tonight. But yeah, this came out really cool. I really like the water effect. I don't know if you guys saw the video, but the water effect is pretty cool here. And you put your guys on there, so like it could be an ice river that's crossable, or it could be, you know, just a regular river that's not crossable, or there's a whole bunch of different ways you could potentially do it. How do I think snow speeders will work in Legion? No idea. I bet you they'll be fast. Let's see. Haven't looked into anything for Legion, but might watch it in a video. Yeah, Legion's gonna be fun. I'm really excited for it. Man, no, this thing is... Maybe I got something down in there and it's blocking some of the connectivity, because it's getting hot, but not hot enough to cut. Well, I think that's gonna do it for tonight. Yeah, I am out of the garage. It's I live in Florida, and it's about 3,000 degrees in the garage right now, and I just don't have the space. Like if I'm gonna do something live with you guys, I kind of have to come in here. The garage is a little bit cramped, and for where the table is, I wouldn't be able to get everything in the shot, so I wouldn't have been able to like show you guys what I was doing, and I wouldn't be able to talk to you guys. So there's that as well. So I wanted to be able to interact with you guys a little bit. But yes, there'll be more garage videos coming. I did get my SDCC exclusive Thrawn, so I've got him set up now. So I'm anxious to show him off to you guys. So yes. Do I have any Mel's Miniatures Armada ships? No, but I was really okay. So I was really tempted to get his Superstar Destroyer, and I remember trying to get for hints, but the thing is, as much as I appreciate what Mel's Miniatures does, and in all of the customs stuff, unless the game were discontinued, I don't personally want to really get into the customs market. And now if the game were to die, then of course, then we'd have to, form a community and keep it going with customs, and that would be, something that we might do. But I was looking at getting the Superstar Destroyer just because it would be so cool. Like, just how I put this guy up in the background sometimes, I like to have maybe set pieces. And so a Superstar Destroyer would really look cool, at least on the shelf, right? But I don't want to do it because it's expensive. I mean, I think it's like over $200 to get that thing printed. I don't want to do that if FFG is going to make one. So that's really my problem, is like, I'd hate to buy it and then 3 months later FFG announces the Superstar Destroyer. So if FFG says definitively they're not doing a Superstar Destroyer, then I would probably turn around and get Mel's Miniatures. But I would hate to have both. And, that's one of the reasons I bought this, is thinking that they were never going to make one like that. And now with Legion, there's that chance that they will, so that would be pretty cool. But we don't know for sure yet. So take a tour of all my Star Wars miniatures. There's not that many. It's mostly just X-Wing and Armada. All my Imperialist all stuff I kind of put away. I keep some of it out for setting up with this stuff, but getting some more Katana Dreadnoughts. Oh, see, the thing is, they may end up doing Dreadnoughts, since we saw them in the recent Destiny card art. So I'm still hopeful that we'll see that stuff, because I really don't know what's coming next. Oh, Tapper Dan asks, you're not derailing, man, it's fine, this is an open discussion. Have I gotten to play Star Trek Ascendancy yet? I did, and I'm going to tell you, keeping this PG-13, I freaking loved it. It's awesome. Awesome game. And I'm going to try to play again, because I'm going to do a video on it. One of the best multiplayer games that I own. Maybe not that I've ever played, but one of the best multiplayer games that I own. Very fun, and it seems very thematic too. And there's new expansions, and there's a Borg expansion coming out. So yeah, Star Trek Ascendancy, highly recommend it. It didn't take as long as I had feared. It's one of those things, if you have slow players, it can really drag it out. But there's a couple of ways that you can change the game time. You can change the victory conditions so that it ends a little faster. There's all kinds of stuff like that you can do. So yes. So let's see what else we got here, because we're gonna probably wrap this up, since I can't do any more right now, which is a real bummer, because I was gonna do this whole thing live for you guys, but at least you got to see part of the process. And then we did some work on the Upsilon here. So yeah, let's see, getting the Katana from Mel's and the Chiss Clawcraft. I'm hoping we see more from the Chiss. Are you guys excited for Rebels Season 4 in a little over a month? Or less than a month now, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, man, I'm excited for that. I am really hoping Thrawn doesn't die. I want Thrawn to have a future after Star Wars Rebels that they can explore in another show or more books. Timothy Zahn had said he was going to do, he wanted to do 3 more Thrawn books. And the Thrawn book was so good. I would love for him to do it, but he kind of covered so much of Thrawn's history in the Thrawn book that you know, unless we want to see his childhood, which I'm really not that interested in his childhood. I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't want to see a whole trilogy of books based on his childhood. So, you know, they teased something about, you know, his fate or whatever. But I don't, you know, I think that, and everybody probably thinks he's going to die at the end of season 4. I don't think so. I don't think so at all. So I'm very excited about that. All right, let's see. Season 4. Oh, okay. So Paulo de Bonos, I hope I'm saying that right. You caught the whole episode, part 1 and part 2 of season 4. They premiered in the con in Toronto. I know they aired the first episode for season 4 for some folks here in Orlando when they did Star Wars Celebration. I was not at it because I was working at the Fantasy Flight booth, but yeah, apparently it was pretty good. But I don't think it had any like major spoilery stuff in it for the season. They were pretty much just standalone episodes, so they were good candidates for that sort of thing. Yeah, but let's see. Good characters don't sell toys. Yeah, man. Yeah. Alright guys, well I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. Sorry we didn't get to see more of it, but that's kind of how the process works. I take this, I cut around, and you know, check out my other videos for building Hoth terrain. You can see how I built all this other stuff. Once I get another cutter, I'll probably do some more work on this, and we'll try to do some more with the Upsilon. I'm going to probably try to get some clay and put this guy and have it like sinking into the clay and do that, and so that will look kind of cool. So this could then be Starkiller Base if we don't want it to be Hoth. And so, you know, it's flexible. It can just be a winter wonderland. My last question for you guys too is, you know, anybody in the United States who's making custom mats, like kind of like the neoprene mats? So I want to get a 6x3 ice mat, and I found some online. There's a company, I think they're based in England, but it's gonna, with shipping to America and then the cost of the mat, I'm looking at spending about $100, and I was really hoping to get it done for significantly cheaper than that, but I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if I want the vinyl ones. I really like the neoprene. Yeah, let's see. But it might be worth it. I just really like the way neoprene like folds out and works and then folds back up again. England is your city? I don't know what that means. But all right, guys, I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you so much for watching, and I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. So, thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for tuning in. It was nice chatting with you.